Hold up, right there. Hold up, right there, Mr. Gentleman. Let me see some ID. Hold up, let me check this out. What was that? Okay, before we let you in here. Oh, okay. That's the Crimson Tide I recognize. Yeah, y'all come on in. Let's talk about this. Roll Tide, everybody. Roll Tide. And welcome to Mercer Week. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. They 9-1 now. They 9-1. Don't laugh. Mercer. They on the target right now. But before we get to that, welcome to Tide Sports and Alabama Football Megacast. We are the People's Crimson Tide broadcast where we talk all things Alabama football. We're going to talk Alabama basketball and all Crimson Tide sports. And we also address those little obstacles that may get in our way on the way to climbing to the top of the SEC and the nation. Crimson Tide fans, you know how special you are to me. May God keep you all. May God keep you all. We just got past Veterans Day. I hope you had a chance to show a veteran the greatest appreciation for giving us the freedom to do what I'm doing right now, and that's run my mouth. But please don't forget as well to add me to your YouTube viewership and enlist in this movement. Pound that like button and tell the Tide fans all about us. This channel is growing. I did not expect to have, made it this far this fast. Help me to hit our next goal of 3,000 subscribers. And with your help, we will get there soon. And then we will kick this channel into the next level. Trust me. We have waited and waited for this rendition of the Crimson Tide to show up. Or should I say reappear? Because that's what happened. Because we always knew it was there. Coach DeBoer stated post-game that this was the most complete game that they had played. I do agree. And they finally put two great games together. And he finally used the words I've been longing to hear for a long time. We played complementary football. And folks, that's championship talk right there. That's championship thinking. If you don't think like that, I don't know how you can even say you're going to plausibly make a title run. So what was your favorite part of the game, Tide fan? Was it Milrose, 4 touchdown runs, including the 72-yard run? Or maybe it was the 311 yards or 6.5 yards a carry on 48 rushes. 48 rushes. Hello? 48. Maybe you like going for the 4 for 4 in the red zone. Or maybe the defense turned you on. You're probably a defensive person. A defense that, allowed a formerly ranked 6 passing game in FBS, and we held them to 239 yards, folks. Or maybe it was holding the team that was ranked 21st in total offense at 448 yards a game. The Tide didn't give them number 323. What was your favorite part? I tell you, but for me, here go my favorite 3. It was so many. Here go my favorite 3 parts, I guess, of this momentous win. The frustration of LSU. I mean, that crazy mess with the face mask. They thought they had a sack, and it was a penalty. I get it, but throwing food and trash on your own field is a sign of a losing culture. I imagine like Saturday pregame, in Baton Rouge left many fans pretty oiled up for the game. No diddy. But you gotta keep cool. Did you see Kelly tried to tell the referee that his player had stuck his hand up under the, it wasn't a face mask. He put his hand on. News alert to Mr. Kelly. Some refs gonna still call that, especially if the only thing you're using to tackle the player is his helmet. I mean, does he think that you can get a penalty for slapping a guy in the face mask, but you can grab somebody by their helmet and you won't get a flag? Man, you cannot hook your meat hooks to somebody's occipital lobe and make a tackle. A lot of referees ain't gonna buy it. Excuse me. Oh, silly man. And anyway, the replay showed that he did have indeed Jalen's face mask. Secondly, all the LSU YouTubers that are distraught. And what we're gonna do with Kelly? We can't fire him. We can't get rid of him. We're not saying that, but just like other people said about another coach, we thought we had a Saban problem. It ain't Saban. Oh, no, it's not Saban. Nope. Some was trying to say, like, did he learn anything from last year when Jalen ran for 4 touchdowns? Even Kelly said in his press conference, people gonna ask, what have you guys been doing for the last 2 weeks? So I'm so glad they were disappointed. Many had to issue out apologies, these YouTubers. Some did so while saying that LSU lost to a high school offense. But Tide Nation, you know just as well as I do, hurt people hurt people. The number one thing that gave my heart the biggest delight was not just taking the crowd out the game, but putting them out of their stadium early. I mean, if not for a great LSU kick return after one of our first score, I think all the LSU fans would have been watching the games with their keys in their hand, just shaking like we're gonna get out here, we're gonna do that pickup at Domino's, honey. I'm not sitting through this. I mean, a lot of people say it was a perfect atmosphere. You had the weather, it was a little wet, it was kind of muggy, and you had the fireworks that went off that put like smoke across the field. But our guys, they stayed settled and ran these folks out of their own stadium. Halfway through the fourth, it was gone. It was a beautiful sight. Even Josh Pate, I love listening to him sometimes. He thought he was going to miss a part of another game he wanted to watch at the hotel because he thought he wouldn't get to his hotel a little later. But he said, nope, he only got stopped by one traffic light. And he was able to get back to the hotel on time to see the game. A lot more of the game than he thought he was going to see. Coming out of this game, we did have some injuries. Major injury to Q Robinson. He hurt his forearm, and I'm not a doctor, but it looked kind of bad because he was holding it. He's still smiling, but maybe something they got to put a pin in, but he is supposed to be done for the rest of the season. With that, we're losing a person with 4 sacks already. He had 7 tackles for loss, which probably leads the team. And more than that, even when he wasn't taking the quarterback down, he had 19 QB pressures on the season. That's a lot. So we definitely going to miss him. And somebody like Q Russo is probably going to step into his place. And maybe Pierre will get some play at that. And like I said, some people on the team, we just got to get them out there. And Tyler Booker was named co-offensive lineman of the week. Jahad Campbell was co-defensive player of the week. And, of course, Jalen Milroe was the offensive player of the week. Maybe co, because, a lot of people do a lot of things. I don't know. Jalen Milroe got nailed by himself. I mean, what he did was kind of ridiculous. I don't want to hear nothing about Heisman. Let's keep going. But before I get to reviewing the keys of the game, I want to remind you to remember to add us to your viewership. And remember that I do I'm Bold debates every week with my buddy DC from Auburn Addicts. That show drops every Wednesday evening and Friday morning right here on this channel, Tight Sports. And this Wednesday, DC gets to share his thoughts on how he calculated the once 0% chance, then 5%, then 10%. Then I got a call saying he gave us a 15% chance of winning against LSU. So join us here Wednesday. That should be an interesting conversation on the Boolean algebra used to come up with that foolishness. Now the offensive keys to the game. First thing I said we need to do, and anybody need to do this, but especially us when you're on the road, we need to protect the ball, limit the fumbles, the interceptions, keep them to 0, especially on the road. You can't be sloppy, man. What did the Tide do? 0 turnovers in a wet game. They really protected the ball. Number 2, I said we got to master offensive balance. That don't mean 50-50. That means whatever works for us. I said we need to seek 250 yards a game for this game. Pound that ball, weaken that defense, run that clock, dominate the clock, and lead in explosive plays on the ground, making passing rare but highly effective. 18 passes, no sacks. I'm going to say it again. 18 passes, no sacks, but more importantly, we won the clock battle, 34 minutes to 26 minutes. And then the Crimson Tide ran the ball down their throats. 311 yards. Now, Milroe, in a game like this, we couldn't have no limits on how many times he touched the ball, but he touched the ball 12 times. I like 8 if we playing against, I was going to say Vandy, but that would be wrong. Outside a non-conference game, 5 carries, but 12 for 185 and 4 tutties, averaging 15.4 yards a carry. That's just shameful, LSU. LSU, Jalen Milroe is your daddy. Make sure you send a card on Father's Day. Man, that's just worse than last year. Number 3, clear communication. Take the crowd out with first downs and make this a quick, boring game. Hopefully, I say use all the time during the bye week to come up with audible smoke signals, carrier pigeons, whatever it takes to communicate better. Now, while we did start with a false start, first play of the game, I was like, oh, not tonight. But the boys pulled it together and did not let that stop the mission. They had a balanced, efficient offense, avoiding third and long situations. The longest, and I'm repeating something, and I looked through the little log that they do, the longest third down was 3rd and 9. I don't even know how that worked out. More importantly, the Crimson Tide was 10 for 13, 77% on 3rd down. DeBoer said in today's press conference that they were able to stack plays. Now, you remember, there's another video I did where I kind of complained when he said, you can't stack plays without having the big explosives. Whatever, stack it. He gets it. I love that he gets it, and he knows how to get these results. And then he went on to say, plays early in the game that got us 2 to 3 yards, yielded 5, 6, 7 later in the game. Now, I'm no football master, man. I've just watched and seen what works at Alabama. I don't know what happened in Miami. I don't know what Tom Osborne was doing. I know what works at Alabama. Run that ball. I think Coach DeBoer and Coach Sheridan see what's going on as well. And that's why several of the talking heads on the big networks, because everybody wasn't talking this, but some were, they backtracking. Because they were talking about Bama's post-GOAT demise. It's over with. But don't let them off the hook, family. You listen to them. I don't. I see a couple of blurbs out there on social media, but you remind them about their doubt and their disbelief. And here, I said it 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to keep saying it. The doors to the bandwagon are closed, especially to Danny Cannell. Defensive keys. I said we have to live this turnover identity. Coach Kane, that's who they are. They had 10 turnovers in 3 games. Done. They did it. This defense, they turn the ball over, folks, man. They're getting people to turn the ball. They have now 13 turnovers in 4 games. That's pretty good. Womack talked about studying to the point where they kind of knew where the ball had to go to on LSU passes. So, that shows that, the players are trusting the coaches. They got player development going on. Buy-in is happening. And now our players and hopefully our fans now understand the swarm, what he's doing. It ain't that run stuffing thing. And they said they can't get better because he said they were saying they missed a couple of runs, some tackles, and they missed some plays off the edge. They'll get better at that. But chat, put the words "I am still dumb" in the chat if you think Kane Womack should be replaced. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. But come on, man. I mean, you had to see it, and you only were going to see it if you watched the numbers. Number 2, I said smother the run because LSU is bad at rushing the ball. Now they ripped us with a run or two. Then the running back disappeared. I don't know if he was hurt, if he slapped somebody. I don't know what happened. They didn't have a backup that mattered, or they just went away from it. They were scared. They chose to throw the ball in the rain. That ain't what our doing. They grossed 105 yards on the ground, and I guess that's all they wanted. That was fine by me. Thirdly, I said we need to get our game changers up to 13. 3 and outs, interception, sacks, fumbles, however. Safety would have been great, but we didn't get to that point. Now, we didn't have 1 3 and out, but that's all right. They found other ways to get those game-changing plays on defense. We had 2 sacks. We had 1 fumble that we recovered. We had 1 4th down stop, 2 interceptions, 2 passes broken up, and 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tackles for loss. According to my research, that's 13 game-changing plays on defense. And that's impressive because, like I said, without having a 3 and out, that's not an easy way to get a game changer. But without a 3 and out, that just shows we got improvement we still can make going forward. I'm pleased with the performance. But nevertheless, they did everything they could to take the heart and soul away from the LSU offense. Them boys went in there with them belts. They had belts in their hand, and they put a belt on their arses. They did. In the trenches, we had total domination on both sides of the ball. Big ups to K-Law and Jam Miller for blocking down the field. Not to mention, Jam Miller led the team in receiving. I think it was 5 receptions, 50 yards or so. But to our young superstar, Hollywood, I saw you, boy. I saw you. I'm not talking about the drop pass. It was raining. I'm talking about blocking on the edge. My boy. Boy, the weight room's calling your name, my friend. I pray that all is well after getting creased like a cheap suit. But he'll catch up. He's young. Y'all go back and watch the game. It was 2 blocks on the edge that he just couldn't make. Gotta get that weight room. Stop pushing that weight, boy. He'll be all right, though. But really quick, before getting out of here, the men's basketball team is off to a 2-0 start in pre-conference play. They took out Arkansas State 88-78 and McNeese State on Friday night. They're 3-0. And also they beat UNC Nashville back Monday, November 4th, 110-54 to start the season. So they are rolling. We look forward to a lot from them going forward. And the ladies are off to a 3-0 start as well. They took down University of New Orleans, by 62 points. And the way they look, they probably could beat the way the New Orleans Saints look, could have beat the Saints by 6 points at least. Anyway, they beat Alabama A&M by 25 points, and then they took on in-state school Troy, who fell yesterday or last night by 23 points. Needless to say, everything around the capstone appears to be looking up. The future is so bright for the Tide, just all the Tide sports. It's so bright, man. It's like the team is located in Fairbanks, Alaska. Use a little Google box if you don't know what that means. Well, I tell you, I don't like to hold you guys a long time, and that's what I will do today. I will not hold people for a very long time. And that's all I have for this week. It was a great game. I enjoyed it. Let's get ready for Mercer. Don't laugh. They 9-1. Somebody said they had the number 1 defense in the country. I have not verified that, but of course I'll be doing a preview this week. I will be watching the game. Hopefully, I only have to watch the first half, or maybe I'll have a chance to look in on some other games as we play Mercer. But that's pretty much all I have for this week. Remember to join us here Monday, right here on Around the Herd, where I talk about everything Crips Tide Sports. Don't forget Iron Bowl debates drop Wednesday at 6 p.m. normally, and between 8 and 10 on Friday. Click on that bell so you get the notification so you know when I drop a video, so you don't miss a thing, especially if I go live out of the, just maybe stand by a lake or something and pull up a 25-pound catfish that I noodled up. With all that, we'll see you next time. And always remember, roll tide.